What's good, guys? Welcome back to the Market Weekly Outlook. And of course, I'm being joined with Leo. What's good, Leo?
I don't know what's good
Why? What
because
happened?
there was no news today.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, it was bad today, but it's okay. We have the rest of the week here. Red folders all the way till Friday from Tuesday onward.
Jeez
Uh,
Louise.
dude, what the
That is a lot of
yeah,
red folders.
CPI tomorrow. Watch out. There was bad price action today, so tomorrow's probably gonna be very violent. Just watch out for that. And we'll cover more in depth as we go on and cover all the assets. That's the big one for this week, CPI, but all the other events shouldn't be underestimated either.
Oh yeah, that most definitely. But yeah, let's get started into Dixie or onto Dixie. So, covering over what we talked about on Saturday, where we said, hey, give you guys a forecast, give you guys what targets we're currently looking for. And this is what I drew out for daily. This is updated now. So there is sell side that I'm looking for here. This is the bullish order block. I'm trying to see what price wants to do from this area. I like the response from this bullish order block. I just need to see a little bit more confirmation that it really wants to start moving higher and not come back lower. I am also looking at that new low, that daily low that they just created. I'm allowing them to want to trade into that, into this wick here, or trading into back down into this volume imbalance here, or this not volume, but this liquidity void here. And maybe now we can see something happen after that. But if they do just want to continue running higher, that is okay as well. I'm just looking to see if they want to do something like that, manipulate a little bit lower, just because it is CPI and want to see what they do. I will not be trading CPI. Just letting you guys know right now. I don't think any ICT trader should be trading CPI unless it's on a demo. But even that, I think that just teaches you bad habits. But yeah, let's move on into the lower time frame. So dollar index on the hour, covered this on Saturday as well. I noted out this high here saying that this is what I think the draw is going to be starting off on Monday, which they very, very nicely traded up to. No bodies into that above that candle. It's just wicks kind of throwing up there. So I do think they can easily revisit those highs once more. Right. I am noting out this sell side liquidity down here too. If they do want to run sell side liquidity, like I said, run out the lows and then run higher. That is something they can do as well. But as of right now, I'm still kind of on the sidelines. I want to know, or I want to see a little bit more from price action if they do is letting me know saying, hey, we're going to be bullish from the market maker standpoint. And if they are going bullish, I'm looking for this inefficiency that I did not draw out. You guys can draw that out on your own chart, right? And then maybe even trade up into this high here. Right, but as of right now, still on the sidelines looking to say, hey, this is a draw, a very realistic draw for them. And this is also a very realistic draw for them as well, to run higher, take out these highs here, and then maybe drop lower for CPI. That is just something I can see happening, or them, consolidate for a little bit lower, send this really, really aggressively lower, right? And then rally aggressively higher, taking out the highs here, or run out the highs, take out the lows, and then run up higher. There's a lot of scenarios that can happen for CPI, and therefore I would not be participating. I think it's just gambling. Like ICT says, it's just the casino opening the doors saying, hey, you guys want to get liquidated? Sure. But let's move on into Euro USD on the daily. Buy side liquidity is still here, right? That's why I'm still on the sidelines for it because if EU runs up to this, I'm looking for Dixie to run lower, and I want to see maybe SMT or even if they also take out that low on the daily. Right? I'm going to daily real quick. They can target this low here, right? This is on the hourly time frame, but they can target this low here. I'm looking for EU to run out these highs here, and then maybe either go lower, give a retracement, or continue running aggressively higher towards the buy side up here. Okay, let's move on to GU. So on GU, very, very similar. We had buy side get taken out here. Still, sell side here is what I'm currently looking for a longer term draw. Buy side gets taken out here. I'm noting out the bodies of the candles here. I want to see a nice run into it. They can take out this high here. I'm not saying they can't. I just prefer them just kind of take out the body and then roll over. I think that's more than enough for them since they did take out buy side above here, highs up here, and maybe even taking a little deeper run into this body here, trading maybe into that inefficiency down here. But as of right now, like I said, very, very dangerous. I would prefer to do my trading after CPI. I think that'll be a little bit more controlled markets where it wouldn't be as crazy as CPI, but I could be wrong. CPI could just be the gateway or the foundation to very, very volatile moves for the rest of the week. But I think that should be it for Dixie, EU, and GU. Did you have anything you want to add for that, Leo?
Yeah, I'll just go back to dollar. I had a couple things to say about the dollar, but it's okay. So on the hourly, could be some bullish undertones, but nothing to confirm. But on the higher time frame, there's nothing really too bullish. Like this reaction is cool, but it could be just a move to generate liquidity. The stab into the imbalance here could signal a move lower on high impact news. Um, that could be one scenario because we haven't really done anything to see a change in state of delivery, in my opinion, on a daily time frame. Like I don't think there's enough here um to say we're gonna go up here or here yet. So for now, for what it is, I would just stick with for me it would be more favored towards the sell side here. But it is 50-50, but that's my most educated response to this. I am also using it's on the weekly time frame, but I am using this low here and this high here as an imbalance on the weekly time frame. And right now, price action is respecting it so far, and we're sitting in the middle of that right now. If you guys pull out your weekly time frame, and I'm just waiting for a response off of that weekly PD array. But yeah, so far that's it. That's all I wanted to add for the dollar. And yeah, let's move on.
Solid, solid. Yeah, let's continue moving on.
Yeah, all right. So crude oil, as mentioned on the weekly recap on over the weekend, I did want to see these two lows get taken out, which we did. We ran through them and then we closed higher, which is fine. Given that it is a non-event day and we do see dollar not moving too much. So that's the update on crude oil on the daily time frame. We're still in that bearish undertone narrative. See how the candle bodies are respecting the bearish order block here. So I'll be looking for distribution lower. So over on the hourly time frame, I am looking at this high here um, to see if it gets taken out. If it gets taken out, we could trade a little higher. And I do want the price to respect the um, bullish order block on the daily PD array, which is this red line here. I know this, I didn't realize, but I think I put a lot of stuff on the chart, a little too much this time. We do see a respect of the SIBI here. I included the day and the time here, which it's a little further off to the left side of the chart here. We run down, take out all these lows. The bodies are respecting this as well as the low here, which is good for given that we see this retracement up into this range here. I wouldn't be surprised if we trade a little higher. I will be watching this high pretty closely though. But I am expecting one of those scenarios where this could trade a little higher and then run lower on news. That's my expectation. But if it does completely prove me wrong, so be it. I'll see where my analysis went wrong. But for now, this is what it is. This is just marking out like um, an area of price that is currently being respected. I want to see how it trades in this range. I don't need it to really respect it. I just want to see if candles are um, moving fast through it or slow through it, or if it's kind of pushing price away from it or keeping it at bay. That's my reason why I have this here. But not too much in front of CPI. It's quite a gamble to have a 100% solid response to that. So, yeah. Any comments?
No, nothing to really add. I am also noting that high there, just to see what it wants to do for CPI. I think after CPI, we can get a good direction on where price really wants to go and what it's working towards. But yeah, I think it's best for us to just wait, like you said, right?
So
But yeah.
I like that the bodies respected this kind of this low here. It's kind of giving me this idea that, oh, we're we're saving this liquidity for later, but this is kind of like an engineered move. That's just my idea of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
So yes, on the hourly, on the daily, it's a little hard to get through at the moment since we are at around all-time highs. There's not much to go off of on the left side of the chart. Um, and so it is a little harder to forecast what price is going to do because we're kind of in new territory. But given how liquidity is looking right now, it's looking downward here. Looking at, I think we mentioned on the last video that we were looking at this objective for next week. So these lows here. Currently, we are retracing inside of this range. I want to see how it re-respect the 50 as well as into a little bit of the premium side. Bear shorter block noted here. And these couple hours will be pretty pivotal in the market kind of tipping its hand, I guess, for what it wants to do, with more confluence, of course. But I am looking at all these sell side liquidity pools here. I am also looking for what price is going to do at this PDA right here because I see the bodies are respecting it. We wick down into this order block here. The bodies are respecting this one as well as the consequent encroachment of this. So I think they did a little liquidity grab here, really quick one, and they're delivering up. And then maybe once they're done offsetting stuff, we see a move lower into news. So that's me on ES.
Yeah, I could definitely see that happening as well. Just like we talked about on Saturday, we expected price to run a little bit lower off open, and it did just that. It ran south side liquidity, filling that inefficiency a little bit, and now we're working our way towards a little bit higher. But as of right now, I'm still like my eyes are still on those south side liquidity targets. I don't think we're done just yet, and I think this is a very, like you said earlier, engineered move. So let's go into NAS. So Nas took out this outside liquidity here, which I liked. I liked how the body closed in within that underneath that low. And then we had a nice response to go higher. I was looking at buy side as soon as the day ended. I was like, okay, this up here should be taken out. And then I want to see what it does. I want to see it either consolidate until CPI, have a nice bullish candle higher, and then run lower aggressively, retracing down these lows and even working its way down into both these lows here, right? If they're able to do that, I think that should set them up for a nice either bullish run higher or very, very aggressive displacement lower. But as of right now, there's nothing we can really say that's for sure. This is kind of our best analysis we can give you, like gun to our head analysis, as ICT would say. But yeah, I am very, very keen on looking at the south side here.
Mm.
I want to see it really trade through this aggressively and really, really like sweep it. Sorry, and sweep it, and really, really take it out. But as of right now, I'm also looking at this inefficiency here. If they do run a little bit higher, I can see them take this out here. If they trade up into this, I'm expecting this high to get taken out too. I just don't see how they trade into this and leave this high up here intact. So if they do trade into this, I'm not looking to maybe go short here. I'll be looking for this high to get taken out. If they take out this high here, that would be maybe that catapult or that catalyst to allow price to start running lower for this upside down here. But yeah, so I know I'm framing both sides. It's because it's CPI. And CPI, they like to take out both sides. It just depends on how aggressive they want it this time and how volatile they want it this time. So Like I said already, I'm going to be on the sidelines. I'm not risking a single dollar on this, so I'm not touching this at all. But I think if you guys want, just maybe go through your notes, and just try to like paint a scenario out for what you think that can happen for CPI, and then maybe just understand that and then just try to see what's going to happen, how it plays out. Obviously, like I said, I'm suggesting you guys to not push the button, but if you guys want to, you guys did that on your own. I didn't push your finger. IC didn't do that, but just be careful, right? If you do want to trade it, just be careful. I know a lot of people say, "Hey, I always want to experience it." Sure, just take a little slower, um, lower the risk,
Um,
and then where it doesn't hurt that much. Who knows? You might make a few $100s, right? But like I said, you're gonna realize really quick you're kind of in gambling territory. But
right. I have one more thing to add for the index futures.
yeah, go for it.
So if you do notice that the Nasdaq looks a little heavier than ES, as you can see, I think I'm gonna roll this back. So the price action on ES looks a little better. Um, man, this would have been a good time to do those breakdowns, but if you look at these highs here, there's a little bit of SMT before we move lower here. And then that we do take out the sell side here, and we do leave this intact for ES. So um, there's a this I think this all hinges on the narrative of the dollar because there could be some SMT and the market tipping its hand for a trade possibly into buy side liquidity because if you look at that, it could be accumulation here, and then ES stays lighter, Nasdaq's a little heavier. And then as NASDAQ moves into this imbalance here, if they take it up here, we could see a trade into mean threshold of this or even this high here. And that all depends on which direction the dollar is moving. So if we are bearish on the dollar, like I mentioned on the higher time frame, let's say, okay, base scenario, we don't know what's going to happen, and we just stick with the narrative on the higher time frame. Okay, it distributes lower, and that we could get highs taken on ES and then a trade into imbalance on NQ. That could be a pretty solid scenario. That's for me. But yeah, that's just working off intermarket analysis there.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said already, it's gonna be. Hopefully, it's not gonna be crazy, like crazy where it's like insane where they drop like 500 points, but it can happen. It could happen. So it is also election year. Just remember that. So I think a lot of things are getting set in place right now for maybe a big run higher or maybe lower, right? But as of right now, we just kind of have to trade what we can, execute with good sound risk management, and I think that's at the end of the day, that's the best we can do. And yeah, I think that should be it for this weekly
Yes.
outlook, right?
Yeah, it's a good practice to really study days like this and um, just be really attentive of how the markets are correlated with each other. And this is a good case study in my opinion.
I agree. Yeah, I 100% agree with you there. But yeah, that should wrap up this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like we said before, if you have any suggestions or comments or concerns, you can ask them down to the comments below or message us on Discord. We have a free Discord group. The link is going to be in the description below. But yeah, with that, do you have anything else you want to add for them, Leo?
Sure, yeah. I think I'll do my best to do like a 15-minute, 5-minute review of the midweek on Wednesday of the index futures and kind of see which scenario played out and kind of dive a little deeper for you guys because I know you guys have been asking for those breakdowns, and I think we should start getting into that a little bit more. Let's do it.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. But yeah, with that, we'll see you guys on our next video or in the Discord. Yeah, be safe, you guys. And like I said, if you really do want to push on CPI, just execute with sound risk management. That's all I ask. All right. But yeah, take care, you guys.
Peace.